Hey guys, it's me. Um, I wanted to show you some stuff really quick that I found, just some simple stuff because pretty soon I'm going to try and wrap up this whole thing because I can't keep posting, you know, alignments, for the rest of my life. I want to come to a conclusion with all this stuff because I'm starting to get the vibe that people are catching on to what I'm showing, and people in the industry, and I'm kind of nervous that they'll probably try to take this, and pretend like they figured it all out or something like that. So I'm just gonna, finally wrap this all up and put it all in one big box, and post it on my site, my channel, and let everybody pick through it. Because it's pretty big. I want to show you really quickly right here. Here's Australia, and you'll notice that these islands are set at a certain way. This is with all the ocean erased around it, so just the islands are here, and you can see what is like swirling. Like, you could tell that this is swirling down. Okay, you can see it in the arch, I guess, right there. And I wanted to show you that next to Australia is this ocean feature, which I'm claiming is the inside of a vortex because it has the signs of rotation. It looks like a wave. Everything about it looks like a vortex. I mean, it's just kind of a no-brainer. And I wanted to show you that, the similarities here we got. You imagine this going through here. You could kind of see how Australia could be made. Maybe if I change the angle here. Okay, also I want to point out that I believe, you see how this island is separated from this one, and then you see how this comes to a hook, very much like this one does. Well, I think because I'm claiming that this was the core before there was a planet, and now that it's at the surface, it's been flattened, and that in 3 dimensions that there's a opening here. And I also believe that this flips around and is part of that opening. It hooks around. It's the same right height, distance, I mean length and stuff. And I believe that's why it's shaped like this. It's this like a hinge or something that it's flattened out as it came to the surface. And so let's take a look here. Okay, you see how this comes down to a point and all that. You can see how things are lining up here. Okay, you can see that, and anybody can go further. I'd like to go further on this, but it'll take too long. But see, okay, look how it comes in on Australia right here, by the way. See how it starts to fit the same shape and stuff? The back end right here. And you can tell right here, this is what I'm claiming. Well, in my videos to come, I have some extraordinary evidence of an amazing find about our planet that it's I don't know, always been a myth in the past, but there's something more to it. Anyways, you can see the similarities here. You can tell that if I flip this around, this part is going to line up in there because this is spinning. Like right here, see that? And you can see the features underneath. You can see how this lips over. You see how it's the right size between here and there as this wraps around. And then because of the Coriolis effect, you can see that it goes out at an angle. looks. See how it, gosh darn it. You see how that makes the same kind of deal right there? And here's that right here. Look how it matches right here. And this is coming into right there. See that? My claim has always been that I could show you how the planet was created with its own features. And that's what I'm doing right now. And you can see that. See here, this part right here? You can see I'm showing you how Australia was formed. And it's easy to show you this. There's no getting around this. You can see that, right? You can see how this part right here comes up and just makes that right there. You can see how it's made. It's so simple. I don't need mathematical equations or plots on a map to show you this. I can show you. You can look. You can see it with your own eyes. And then, you know, I say that this is corkscrewing because everything was made this way, and everything's corkscrewing. That's what makes the certain patterns and shapes on the continents, by the way. You can see, here we go again, the other side here coming in. You know, you can see how things were created. There you go, and then you can see this is related to this stump that's left behind, by the way. You see how that fits into here. It's coming out. You can see how everything lines up. There you go. Big chunk, perfect right there. And there's the little piece left there. It might be that this actually wraps around to the other side. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far yet on this. But you can see that this is part of what made this feature. It's all part of it, right? So you guys can see that I'm not crazy, right? That because I trip out when trolls tell me that these don't line up, and I'm sitting there looking at them, and yeah, they do. So you see how that right there does that feature as that wraps around there. See, that's right there. And yet I'll have a grip of trolls that tell me that I'm nuts and that it's just a bunch of drabble and all this crap. And I mean, these guys really fucking, they're a piece of work, man. You know, I do all this hard work, and all they try to do is make me look bad in the process. You know, and I think all based upon because they didn't like the way I came off with one of my videos in the beginning or something. I don't know. So what? That's not enough to convict a guy, you know what I mean, for whatever. But you can see then it doesn't end there. It continues on into the islands that are next to Australia. Right? I'm sure there's some perfect alignments in here. I don't know if I have time to go through it because I wanted to show you something else before I stop. Because I am running out of time. See that? Look how that fits. Again right here, and it's heading its way up to where I show you in the last video where the Himalaya mountains are made from this, and India. Look at that, man. That's crazy right there. So you see that we can agree that these are alignments They're not figments of my imagination or your imagination. We're not staring at a cloud and seeing faces or boobs or whatever you see when you look up at clouds. This is it's not the same thing. The clouds are your imagination. This is matching things up because they match. No need to add extra stuff. Look at that. I forgot. Look at that right there. See how that just kind of drops right in there and everything. Okay, I gotta go to the next step. Check this out. You saw in one of my recent videos where I showed you that these islands here are responsible for this cross hatching, or these lines that run across the mid-Atlantic ridge, which is the heart of plate tectonics. And I don't think they explain what these cross marks are. And I've matched them up to the same distance as the islands, and not just these islands, the same islands that are between Antarctica and South America, by the way. And those ones match up here perfect. The lines and everything. I showed that in the other video. In the past, I showed you that these belong here. And you can see that. Okay, so basically those same islands sit on the edge of this. Now, I told you about how things corkscrew through. Everything does from this one process. Okay, and you can see the alignments. These are always gonna align, because it's what I'm telling you is the truth, and that's how I know it's the truth, because it will always align, no matter what. There's no getting around that. That's why I always come off as cocky, because because I know I get people telling me they don't align, and I'm telling them that it does. It has to. They always do. You know, so I get a little cocky, I guess. But now check this out. Okay, you see all that. Now, here's the mid-Atlantic ridge, and here's those lines. I wonder if you can guess what makes those lines when I do this. Trippy how the distance is the same, right? Coincidence, I'm sure, as the trolls might say. But here's the other one going the other way, because it's rotating, right? It's corkscrewing up. And then those mountains are at the edge of this as it's whirling around. So what do you think that means? Continents are coming out, and then this is marking up what is the mid-Atlantic ridge. And the mid-Atlantic ridge can't be spreading if they're still the same size here, right? If these marks are the same size as this, that means there's no spreading going on here. But there's magnetic striping going on. Well, what happens if the striping is caused from this? Let's say there's different magnetic directions or whatever going on as this is rotating. On the edge of the planet, it will look like stripes, but inside, if you were to look straight down, it would look like circles, right? So even here in the narrow part, because remember I tell you this part flips around and hooks up here, so you're really only looking at this. And you see how it matches. Here, this is probably better. You see how the distance matches right here, whirling back and forth, and then it just simply slides that way. It still fits in between the narrow spot and goes on right on up as this follows the coastline here, making, well, I'm sure South America right here like that, but South America would be in under this when it happened. So you see that? All the way up, bro. There's no, it's the mid-Atlantic ridge is the track pattern that this took. That's all it is. Now I'm wondering, I don't know, there's got to be something that explains this narrowing, though. That's something that I have to look further into. I have some ideas of what it could be, but I want to get more solid proof. So anyways, this ain't the big video. The big video's, it's shocking. I'm not even kidding you. I don't even know how I'm going to make it right. But for now, I just wanted to put this out there because I'm going to wrap this all up soon, and I'm going to make a video that just shows all my overlays that match, so that people can go through and look at it one at a time, you know, each one, and see that this is the way our planet was made. And I am wondering, though, if someone's trying to steal this soon, because in the beginning everybody thought this was so crazy, and I have a funny feeling that they're starting not to believe that, they're starting to realize this is not that crazy after all. Crazy is plate tectonics. So anyways, thanks for watching.